My name is Jason Arnone, and I'm a senior career advisor with the Career Center at RISD. And I'm joined by my colleague, Susan Anderson, Associate Director. Hello, Susan.
Thanks,
Yeah, and
Jason.
so we have a relatively brief presentation here that just gives you the lay of the land with this upcoming event for the Fine Art Portfolio Review, which is coming up on Monday, April 28th. This event runs from 12 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and that's the default schedule. Some of you have requested a customized schedule, so do not worry. We have that recorded, and you've hopefully seen that in the emails that we've sent to all of you for updates leading up to this event. But it is taking place next Monday, April 28th, 12 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Hopefully for our friends that are in different time zones, you've accounted for this difference. Now, the website that I have up here is our Fine Arts Portfolio Review website, and you can get there by going to fineartsreview.risd.edu. It's got a lot of the information that we're going to cover today, just as a reference for you all. So what we'll be going over today is we'll be talking about the portfolio reviews and making sure you've got everything ready, your checklist before the event, what to expect during a portfolio review, and then following up after the portfolio reviews. We'll also save some time near the end for questions and answers. And this is a meeting, it's not a webinar. So at that point, we can actually open it up for questions after I get through this brief presentation. All right, so the portfolio reviews. We're talking about 50 organizations, very pleased with the response this year. And we're expecting to have over 150 students involved. And when you do the math with the schedules, we're looking at in the neighborhood of about 700 review meetings taking place over 12 to 5 next Monday, April 28th. And just so that you understand kind of what's going on behind the scenes and the student process, the students will start applying for opportunities to meet with you all tomorrow. This application window runs for a couple of days, and then the Career Center will be using a random lottery system to build schedules for students. And you can expect to see your schedule packet delivered on the morning of Friday, April 25th. So this Friday, we'll be sending out your schedule packets. What would hope for your experience as part of this portfolio review experience is we hope that you're able to give your professional grade feedback on the student presentations and portfolios and work that you're seeing. If you have any artist opportunities for your organization, would hope that you'd consider the students that you're meeting for those opportunities. Share any insights that you can about the art world that would help give perspective to our students and their preparations for their professional life. And then hopefully after the event, the opportunity to take advantage of networking with our RISD students who are eager to make connections with all of you for the future. Some frequently asked questions that we hear from our reviewers. So you may have specific intentions on what types of students you want to meet with. And in some cases, you may have students that are signing up to meet with you that are outside of your common area of expertise. So in those cases, the students are informed of which majors you're interested in. So it won't be a surprise to them that this may be outside of your area of expertise. And so just giving general impressions as a fellow creative and professional grade feedback on their presentation will be invaluable to them. And also keep in mind that while you may be meeting with students that don't fall under one of the majors that you've expressed interest in, it is not uncommon for students at RISD to venture beyond their major's curriculum. And so there's probably a good reason why they're trying to meet with you. You may experience that students are hungry to get that job or internship opportunity at your organization. So also don't be surprised by that. And if you have anything available, or if you can give them some insights on what you'd commonly look for in hiring students, that will be really useful information for them. But the expectation is not that all of you have a job and internship. So while the question may come up, it's not that we think that everyone has to provide a job to our students. So that's also the reason why you may be encountering that question. And if you are interested in having a more controlled experience with our students, please consider posting opportunities to Artworks. We have a conventional job board platform that can host everything from grant opportunities, calls for work, or traditional apprenticeships or internships, and would be thrilled to host your opportunities in Artworks. So now let's go through what you need to provide before this Monday. Many of you have already provided your meeting link, and this is the meeting link that we'll use on Monday, April 28th, to host your meetings. So you will simply join the meeting that you've provided us. So in this case, we see an example with Google Meet for this schedule over here on the right side of the screen. So this reviewer chose Google Meet. Some of you may be choosing Zoom or Microsoft Teams. You bring your own meeting link and the students will join at their scheduled time. So right now we're seeing a blank schedule where there aren't any students assigned to these timeframes, like 12 to 12:20 and 12:20 to 12:40. But once we complete this lottery process this week, students will be assigned to time slots and they'll join your meeting at their scheduled time. So for your experience, you'll join your meeting on time at 12 p.m. Eastern Time next Monday, and you'll simply sit there and wait as students come and go according to their schedule. If you have a waiting room that you've decided to use, that can be an excellent way to manage the students that are coming in so that it reduces disruptions with the meetings that are in progress. But I hope that this provides a good explanation of how this whole setup is going to work on Monday. Additionally, you will receive the schedule packet that I was referring to this Friday morning. And that's this Friday morning, and that's April 25th. And this email will have a link that you can click on. And this schedule packet is pretty neat. So it starts with a cover page, and this is like last year's example. And it has your schedule with students assigned to each time slot. And then in order of their appearance on your schedule, you'll see their CV. And some students may choose to include an optional portfolio sample, which will follow their CV. On Monday, April 28th, before portfolio reviews begin, we'll have a Career Center welcome webinar, and that starts at 11:45 a.m. sharp Eastern Time. This is just a quick gathering for us to kind of virtually high-five each other, any last-minute announcements that need to be made. We want to keep it short and sweet so that you're able to get right into your meetings at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And the default schedule runs 12 to 5 p.m. with breaks at 1:40 and 3:20. And as I have down here in cyan, except for customized schedules. So if you gave us a specific schedule requirement, we are honoring that. But this is what the default time frame is. So what to expect in terms of the experience, students will be prepared to share their work via sharing their screen and walking through their work. They're advised to explain how their work aligns with your organization or areas of resonance or harmony with you. And students are eager for your feedback, including their skill development, the quality of their work, their presentation skills. So we guide students to make sure that they're keeping keeping an eye on the clock so that they leave time for input from you or for questions. And by the same token, they may also have some questions for you to take advantage of that 20-minute time frame. Questions that you're likely to hear. It's going to be about like what you're looking for in applicants, what makes an applicant stand out, if there's anything you'd recommend for their portfolio, any upcoming opportunities. And they also are really keen on sending a thank you or correspondence after the event. And of course, that's also where the Career Center is advising them to take advantage of the chances for networking and follow-up. So if you're able to welcome that kind of engagement, it'll be super valuable and joyful for students, and would certainly appreciate it as well. And we hope that this would also help you with any kinds of like networking and possible recruitment, or looking for artists to feature down in the future. So going along with following up, students are taking advantage of LinkedIn, which is an excellent way for them to connect. Actually, most of our alums, including our fine artists, are on LinkedIn and they're actively using it. So they may be trying to send you connections. And students you meet will want to thank you and send you correspondence and build their network post-event. And just as a reminder, I know I mentioned it a little bit earlier, we do have an excellent opportunity database called Artworks, and would be really thrilled to host your opportunities on our online portal. And we also are pretty active on Instagram, so if you'd like to follow and engage with us, we're at RISD Careers. And so at this point, I've covered everything that I need to for the event. I want to make sure that we save some time to answer any questions you might have. And so you're welcome to like unmute yourself and chime in with a question if you have any. Susan, how did I do? Do you think I covered?
I think you covered it all, Jason. Yes. I just wanted to maybe add a couple of comments since there's not a question in the moment. And Jason mentioned that there may be students who are on your schedule that are not from an academic major that you may have indicated when you registered to attend the event. And I just wanted to give you a quick example of what that might mean. So I'm thinking about an architecture student who I met with, who has amazing photography in their portfolio along with their architecture work. So that type of student is naturally very interested in any reviewer who might have interest in photography, though their RISD discipline is architecture. So as Jason noted, we really do encourage students to be selective about their decision-making regarding the reviewers they want to meet with, so that it makes sense that they're meeting with people who have background and interest in the type of work that they do. So by and large, that will be true. I just wanted to kind of give you that as a thought point. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that Jason also does an excellent presentation for students, a prep program that we did last week for any student that would be interested in attending the review. So to the point made about students asking questions, we are very, I want to say, specific and direct with them about the fact that they are here to meet with you based on your area of expertise. And it's not really about a job per se. That said, I was meeting with a student from illustration this morning for a quick advising meeting, and they're going to be working this summer as an intern in a gallery. So illustration students do go into a fine art track when they're in the department, as well as a commercial track or an animation track or an editorial track. It's a very large department with students with wide-ranging interests. So I wanted to, just give you that perspective, but also that students who will be attending the review may actually have interest in future internships in organizations like yours if you're a gallery or an arts nonprofit. So that may come up in conversation, but it's not the expectation that you're here for this event to find interns per se. So just a thought point on that as well.
Thank you, Susan.
Mm-hmm.
So, I might also, now that I've had a minute
You
to,
gotta
oh,
pass. Let me pull it out. Yeah.
so, I might take just a minute to mention, support for all of you on Monday, April 28th. So you can reach out to us if you're having any questions or concerns at our email addresses. You can see them on screen. You can also reach out to RISD Careers at risd.edu. We are sending reminders periodically to students to remember that they've got a portfolio review meeting scheduled. So we're doing our best to keep them, alert to their meeting that could be coming up with you for Monday. From time to time, students have a conflict or something that goes wrong where they may not show. So you're welcome to reach out to us at that email address if you're having any concerns, and we'll actually be staffing kind of a support line, if you will, during the event. So if anything comes up, we will be responsive to you and supporting you. I also want to mention that there is a chance if you see that someone has joined your meeting way in advance, like maybe this week, it's probably me, just like double checking that meeting links are working. Just want to, sometimes a meeting link may have a typo in it. And rather than wait until the main event, I like to get ahead of it and see if I can discover any of these things in advance. So please don't be concerned if you see that. It's likely me. And if we do have any connection issues, we may try to join your meeting on Monday just to make sure that everything's working properly. And it'll give us an excuse to say hi one-on-one. But I did want to make sure that you were aware of the support aspect on Monday, the 28th.